Hello to Sue Skinner. How are you today?
Well, I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for chat to you today. So, can you tell me how long have you been a singer-songwriter for?
Well, I didn't start very early. I didn't start until I retired from work. So probably about 10 years. Um, uh, and I never used to perform or anything. I was in a choir before I finished work, but I didn't used to perform. I was quite a nervous performer, um, and I didn't play anything. I didn't play any instruments or anything. My daughter is a musician and a teacher. So, I've always loved live music, always, ever since I was tiny. So I've always gone to gigs. I've always supported live music and live gigs and musicians locally. Yeah, when I retired though, I was in a local choir in Chepstow run by a retired opera singer called Carl Damond. And he became my mentor in a way. He encouraged me. I had some singing lessons with him. He teamed me up with a guy called Steve Bussey, who was in the choir, but he was also a very, very good guitar player. And so he and I used to sing and play. Hence, we were known as borderline because he lived on one side of the Welsh border and I lived on the English side, and that's the album that we put out in 2016, I think it is. Um, we we enjoyed playing in pubs and things, had a few gigs, and loved it. But I didn't start writing songs until I wrote Miss Grace's Lane Blues, which is on Borderline. There's also a different version on Rainbows in the Road. And it's named after a lane in the Forest of Dean called Miss Grace's Lane. And I used to love that name. And one day I walked up the lane and just kind of started singing this tune. But I couldn't play anything. And I got the words, worked out the words, but I used to send I used to put them in my phone and send them to my daughter in Southampton and say, could you get some chords for my guitarist, please? So we can, he can play it for me. And then later on, time went on, and he was just, we played for 2 or 3 years together. I started running open mic as well with another friend from the choir, and it went on from there really. But he moved to Cornwall, which was a bit of a shame. So we decided to go into a local studio and record. Well, we were just going to plan to record about 3 or 4 songs of our favourites that we used to play. But it kind of went on from there, and we did 8 tracks, some mainly covers, and three of my own songs. And we put it out, and we supported a charity with it. We supported the local hospice, and gave a lot of the money that we made to the hospice, so that was quite nice. But yeah, we had good fun doing it. And then later on, I carried on and picked up a guitar one day. Well, no, I didn't pick up a guitar. I picked up a tenor guitar, which has got 4 strings, and I learned to play that one. And I finally got round to a 6 string in lockdown. So yeah, I've got a Taylor GS Mini now that I love.
Have you got your guitars there with you?
I've got a guitar here. Would you like to hear something?
Can you play Miss Grace Lane Blues, please?
Yeah, this is my unplugged version. So yeah, Miss Grace's Lane. It's not a very nice place in my song. When I was walking the other day, well, I heard you laughing, you were going my way. Can you hear my heartbeat? Oh, when we're going down, going down, going down, down Miss Grace's lane, where you feel no pain. Oh, there was a man, he had a gun, he was looking for trouble, he don't trust no one, he come creeping in the shadow. Oh, when we're going down, going down, going down, down Miss Grace's lane, where you feel no pain. I didn't mean to hurt you, didn't feel no shame, only wanted some loving, feeling love again. Down Miss Grace's lane, where you feel no pain. When he shot me down in the driving range, yeah, he was my own brother, he never knew my game. I can hear the angels crying, oh, they're crying. Now I'm going home, going home, going home. Down Miss Grace's lane, where you feel no pain. So if you go walking in the cold and rain, you'll hear me moaning, it's a dying shame. Can you hear the angels singing? Oh, they're singing. When you're going down, going down, going down, down Miss Grace's lane, where you feel no pain. Come with me down that lane, down Miss Grace's lane, down Miss Grace's lane, down Miss Grace's lane.
Well done, Sue. Very good. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's a bit nerve-wracking playing on the radio.
Thank you very much. So, can you tell me more about the Rainbows in the Road album?
Yeah, so that came out in November last year, and Rainbows in the Road is the title track. There's a good video of it on YouTube, if anyone's interested. And it happened because I was driving up to Maddie Pryor's place near Hadrian's Wall. Maddie Pryor of Steel I Span has a place called Stone's Barn. I don't know whether you know about it. She runs courses and singing workshops and all sorts of things up there. And Rick Kemp, who was in Steel I Span and also was her husband at one point, uses the place to do songwriting sessions. So I was on the way to a songwriting weekend and drove all the way up the M6. And as we got up, it was November and every kind of weather was thrown at us. You know, sun, hail, snow, wind, rain. And then just ahead of us, just up in the motorway, was this beautiful rainbow. And I said to my husband, rainbows in the road. So that became something to work on. And Rick Kemp actually left us at the end of the weekend with just a little riff. It was quite a quick riff, and said, take that away, and if you can do anything, do something with it. So it became the core of, like a bit of Rainbows in the Road. And I sort of developed it, slowed it down, changed it a bit, and added a chorus. So that's the title track. I've got all sorts of things like in the place where the lost things are. There's another story to that one. In the pub where we used to sing with my lovely mentor, Carl Damon, afterwards he would stay behind with his piano, and say, "So, have you written another song? Sing it to me, sing it to me." And he sort of, he'd just pick out the chords, and he would, it was lovely. And quite often I would be leaving something behind because I would be sort of so excited that he'd like the new song, and I'd get home and I'd say, "Oh no, I've left something behind. It's in the place where the lost things are, in the drawer in this pub." So yeah, but the place where the lost things are is actually this very, very deep, quite a large well in the middle of the forest near Mitcheldean. And it's a really old, ancient well. And on a horrible, wet, nasty day, which I went there one day like that with some friends. It was really creepy. So that one is a tale of the devil. The devil's taken it over, and two young lovers go there, and it doesn't end well for them, shall we say? Yeah. Yes, there's how many tracks? I don't know how many tracks. I can't remember. 12 or 13. So a couple of tracks about my late brother-in-law who went missing in Scotland. One called The Journey, read by my friend in Scotland, Norman Patterson, about the family going and on a sort of pilgrimage to our late brother-in-law. And one called Lonely Morning Again, which I think you might be playing later on. There's an organisation called Missing People UK, and they do fantastic work, and they've supported the family, and they continue to support families who have missing people in their families, often young people, and it's really about that, really, and a tribute to families who never give up looking and waiting.
It must have been quite hard putting that album together, playing that song live.
Yeah, well, yes. I remember writing Lonely Morning Again, and when I'm in my writing head, it's like any other song. I'm just trying to look at the meter and the key and rhyming and all that, and then I played it to my husband, who then burst out crying, and then I realised, oh gosh, yeah. So it's dedicated to Neil Skinner, who's been gone for 3 years. But a lot of the songs are things that I just love writing. So my current double measure partner, Trevor, is on a few of them. All It Took is one of our favourites. And also Time Lord, which is actually his song, which is a beautiful song. So it's a bit of a mixture, really. I was very, very proud of it because Al Steele, the producer, he put such a lot of himself into it as well, and gave me ideas that I would never have had. And sometimes I'd say, no, I want it just nice and simple, a bit like Lonely Morning Again. And sometimes, like, Miss Grace's Lane or Your Money or Your Life, he did things to really enhance the song. So I think it's made me realise what a fantastic job a good producer can do.
Bring your music that you write alive, I guess.
Sorry?
Bring your music alive. I've been having a good producer.
Yes, it does. And I've had so many fantastic reviews, when people have heard the album, both from, friends and family, but songwriters, people like Folk Wales Online, they gave me a lovely review. There's the choir leader of a big Bristol choir. He gave it a fabulous review. Yes, we've had a few good few reviews, and very pleased.
So I hear that you're writing a new album in the making called Love Tokens. Can you tell me more about that?
So Love Tokens is well, I was trying to find out. There were some songs that I knew that I hadn't been able to record, and some that I'd written since Rainbows in the Road. And looking through them, I realised that there was a sort of a love theme. Not all lovey-dovey. That's definitely not me. Being a good folk singer, there's always a murder somewhere. You'll be pleased to know. So different kinds of love. There's one of my favourite songs is called "The River of Light." In brackets, it's the Selkie Seal song. There's a legend of the Selkie Seal, mainly up north, in North Scotland and around the sort of colder areas. A bit like the mermaid, but they are these seals called Selkie seals. And the legend is that if they come on land, they shed their skin and become sort of human, and they can't get back into the sea to join their seal family again unless they can find their seal skin, which has often been taken by humans. So yeah, so that's one of my favourites, a Selkie Seal song. It's a Gaelic tune, and I fell in love with this tune and this song that somebody called Julie Fowlis, a beautiful singer from Scotland, sang, but it was all in Gaelic, and I used to try and sing it, and I couldn't get my mouth around the Gaelic, so I just wrote my own words to it and made up my own story and sent it to her, and she gave it her blessing, which was lovely. There's one called Dreamland Arcade, which is what happens when you go to sleep and you have a fantastic dream, and sometimes it's like you're just completely different people. Really, this is kind of, you go into the dream and you become like film stars or somebody really, really magical, and then you wake up and you're in your real dismal sort of humdrum world. So that one.
That's good.
Yeah.
So how do you come across on knowing CJC's Promotions up in Scotland?
So in Scotland, I accidentally joined a songwriters group called Jessie's Well Songwriters Group. Jessie's Well Songwriters Group on the 1st of every month has a songwriting challenge, and I joined the Facebook group, and I try and write a song most months. You get the chance sometimes to choose a title. Everybody sort of gets a chance to choose a title, and people from not just all over Scotland or the UK, but all over the world, it's grown quite a lot, get the chance to write a song. So so then I got to know Norman Patterson through that. He's on my album, Reading the Journey. And there's another songwriter in the same group who I was just asking about how, we kind of give each other advice, ask questions, give advice. How do you get your stuff out there? How do you get known? And he recommended Catherine Campbell, CJC Promotions. So I haven't looked back really since she got involved. I've been played all over the world, in Australia, South Africa, Canada, you name it. Really, it's fantastic.
It's good to hear. So have you got any upcoming gigs on to promote?
Upcoming gigs?
Yeah.
10th of October in the Chepstow Art Centre. So that's a Friday night. I run an open mic on the first Tuesday of the month in the Ore Pool Inn, OREPWL, like iron ore pool, near Colford. So that's the first Tuesday of the month. I've been doing a lot of gigs during the summer, festivals, local festivals. So I'm having a little bit of a quieter time at the moment, and concentrating on finishing my album.
So what's it like? So you're having a bit of a rest time now for doing interviews,
Yeah.
festivals. So, what's it like being an independent artist for you?
Well, there's pluses and minuses, really. Getting out there is quite hard. You know, getting people to know you. I mean, I think that some women of a certain age find it hard to get through. I don't let that stop me. I just keep plugging away as much as possible. I just love the music so much. I don't sort of care about that so much. And I don't need to do this. Well, there's something in me that wants to do it and loves doing it. You know, it's not my bread and butter living. I don't need to do it. I think it must be hard for young people out there trying to make a living in this cutthroat AI world. But it gives me freedom being an independent artist. I can choose, you know, what I want to do, when I want to do it, who I want on the album, who I want to produce, as long as I can afford it. That's another thing, is money is quite, you know, you can spend thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds on making an album, as I've found out. I found somebody who, you know, we work really well together. We do bit by bit, and it's affordable for me. It might not be affordable for some people. It's a tough world. Also, when you're playing, you know, I've noticed even in the time that I've been out doing gigs, the money is not around to pay artists like it used to be from smallish local venues. Pubs are struggling. Pubs are closing down at an alarming rate. So it's tough.
It's a tough road out there. So, finally, can you tell my listeners, where can I find you on your social media?
Well, I'm on Facebook, Sue Skinner Music, and also Sue Skinner. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I am on X, although I tend not to use that very much. And I'm not on TikTok yet.
Have you got a Bandcamp? So I know that's where your CDs are.
Yes, Bandcamp. I'm on Bandcamp. Yeah. So, yeah. So, thank you. It's been really lovely talking to you.
Thank you for letting me interview today.
Sorry?
Thank you for letting me chat to you today.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye.